Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Midwest F1 League. I'm your co-host Stat, here with Crash, and we're at the France Grand Prix here at Circuit de Paul Ricard. Or just Paul Ricard.
Yeah, no Paul Ricard, but
no,
I like the attempt at the
French. It rolls off the tongue, but yeah, we'll get there. I didn't do French well in high school. How are you feeling going into this this race here, Crash?
You know what? I'm feeling pretty. I'm feeling good about this race. I'm feeling I've got a good relaxed vibe for tonight. We got 5 red lights here. MX blocks him on the front row. Looks like Brian Monster actually got a better jump on him. Cam seems to be right tight on Bloxham's back. But Bloxham is going to hold that inside line on Monster. Monster goes right around the outside and goes into first place and then ends up slowing right down in front of Monster and then Bloxham, unfortunately with some more bad luck, smashes right into the back of Monster and now drops down into third place with no front wing. The best pawn's got a really good jump and finds himself up into 4th. Random Series fighting for 5th here with Narniel. Narniel actually taking the inside line. Random Series now dropping down into 6th place. Kenny still in 7th.
We do have a safety car.
And we have a safety car. Safety cars in the chat, everyone. Safety cars in the chat.
As we do get back underway, I think a few cars got an unlucky start, leaving too much room. Bloxham, who's quickly gaining on Gareth Vac here. See if he can take the position. Gareth Vac sits in the middle. As Bloxham will take the position off Gareth Vac.
Oh, who do we have off there?
Ooh,
I think that's Random
Series.
Series. Oh, no,
yeah.
That's not what you want to see. As he collects himself back on the track. Kenny taking his look at Gareth Vac here on the hard softbound, or the hard compound tires and makes that move stick. Going into 13th position now.
On board with Pons right now as he's closing on Brian at the moment. Oh, as he's trying to sneak down the inside. As we do have a yellow flag, and that is Monkey Mafia spinning out. Just before the second straight. Oh, Pons really closing on the back of Brian. Oh, they touch. But I don't think there's damage. Pons trying to go around the outside. He gets it done on Brian. Now to drag race down the home straight.
With Pons having the DRS.
Brian is right behind him. He's trying to stay in. Oh, Pons gets through the corner better. Brian loses out a bit of time.
Virtually just because Seabury collects that DRS from Mayomir in 5th, Helg shows the faster race pace here and just unfortunately isn't able to make it stick on a long straight because Seabury also has the DRS, so it's all of Helg's work is virtually diminished to nothing. But
Brian caught up to Pons. They go through the right-hander, neck and neck. Oh, Brian hits the back of Pons. Pons sticks it. Brian waits for Pons to come back on, but I think that's damage to Brian. Yes, he does have a damaged front wing. So very unfortunate, as Enrique right behind him will try to take the spoils.
All three of them to the pit. And then
as Cam will continue out front.
Oh, there we go. Now Hell gets a lovely little switchback onto Seabury, and this should see 6th place locked up for him. As we do have a drag race.
They are neck and neck.
Down.
Barry slightly pulling up beside him.
Hell actually runs out of battery powder. Hell going to the outside, which turns to the inside and holds on to what is 3rd place now, and finds himself
Barry actually pulled out of that corner completely.
Yeah, I don't think he felt like he had the ability to stick that that line. Monster's on those mediums. I didn't notice that. These are 5-lap old mediums, so he's got 13 more laps to go on these things. So if he's really going to make these things work. He's going to have to start making up positions like now. Ooh, as I say that, he makes up a position on Narniel as Narniel goes off a little bit wide and Porkchop sneaks right in there.
Brian, you mean?
Oh, sorry, yes. Brian, thank you. That's
So
why we're
Pons
there for
does
each other.
have a good... Oh, he did have a run on Enrique, but Enrique's kind of pushed that out a bit. As he's starting to catch now, Enrique pulls to the inside, can't get the move done. A little love tap by Pons, doesn't look like there's damage to his wing. We'll make a good run at Enrique here. Oh, it doesn't make it work yet. We'll take File. The gap between Cam and Kenny now at about 3.5 seconds.
Yellow flag sector
As we do
3
have a
as we
safety
got
car.
A safety car. What has gone off? Oh, looks like Nicky. Nicky is out
Nicky
of
has
the...
DNF'd here.
He's out
He's
of the
crashed
race.
out.
Safety cars in the
He
chat,
hopped on
please.
Mia trying to... Yeah, he's crashed out on that inside wall.
Ooh, it seems like
As
Blocks have
Block-
actually tapped Kenny. Both of them actually into the pits. Cam goes into first place now. There we
So
do.
Mia does get a terrible start behind the top three, but it's going to be a drag race here between Cam, Bloxham and Kenny. Cam gets better through the first corner. Kenny does alright. He almost goes a little wide. Bloxham gets a better run, but Cam will still lead them through these first couple corners, heading onto the front straight.
Narniel with the
Oh,
3
Mahi looking to take the position off Barry here. He's almost side by side.
Oh,
Mahi cuts the corner.
he nearly lost it there too. Random Series ended up picking up 13th place off Clogmongers. It seems there seems to be a little bit of battling left between those two, and Clog actually pulls
Clog
that
is-
position back.
Yeah. So the distance from Bloxham to Cam is 0.6, and the distance from
Kenny's
Kenny to Bloxham
right
is
on
0.2.
his tail. Now we have a little bit of a drag race. Kenny
Kenny sets the fastest lap as well.
going to the outside now into turn 1. Bloxham holding that inside line. Kenny ends up backing out.
As
Bloxham
Bloxham picks up a 3-second.
He
So
needs
Kenny
to
pretty much just has to stay behind Bloxham. Or if he thinks he can overtake Cam, get past him. But right now, Kenny's sitting P2.
which would be another podium to add to Kenny's collection. Brian Mosser really push the best pawns, and Mosser gets nudged off track by the best pawns, as I don't think the best pawns saw him there. And Mosser with a broken wing is now down into 12th place, having another wrench thrown into his championship battle here. All these drivers are absolutely just squeezing the last drops of battery that they can get. Ooh, Random Series on those soft tires. Going at C. Barry, finds himself off track as the battle for 9th place is now over, as C. Barry actually concedes the position and now has to deal with Clogmonger trying to battle for the top 10 position there. I gotta say, it was a very good time for a safety car, honestly.
Oh yeah, definitely
could-
for the top group.
You couldn't have picked a better spot. Ooh, there we go. Narniel now going at the best pawns, both having DRS, but Narniel getting the much better pace. The best pawns not giving way there, and holding on to 7th place. Narniel still in 8th. Mahi completely out of batteries. You can still see the overtake going full as they go wheel to wheel here. Porkshops holds the outside, gives them plenty of racing line. They do look like they get a little bit of wheel touching, but Porkshops ends up still holding on to 5th place.
Mahi does have a 3-second time penalty as well. As Random Serious also collects on for himself.
A second between Cam and Bloxham is nearly at a second now. As I think those medium tires are starting to wear down and these compounds are starting to equal out.
They've become 7-lap old tires.
There we go as Bloxham and Mahi go wheel to wheel again, and Mahi seems to get the job done into 5th place.
Mahi's still the hardest charger with 15 places at the moment.
Weren't we establishing a rule of no hardest charger without a lap time set?
Is that an updated rule?
I'm not sure if it is. Porkchop looking at Mahi as they were wheel to wheel there, but Mahi did not give him any bit of racing line.
And Pork has really lost out a lot of positions now.
Oh, that's not what you want to see. Battle for 6th place is still very much up for grabs between these C drivers.
Do you mean 5th?
5th place, yes. Random Series seems that it's a little bit too far out of his reach, so yeah, it's just for 5th place there. Ooh, as Narnio gets
hits to the inside of Mahi, but Mahi goes to the inside of Pons, it's 3 wide!
Oh, none of them give way, and Best Pons comes out with the only one not spinning out around that corner. Random Series actually does get in 6th place after all is said and done, followed by Narniel. See, Barry actually jumps up, Clogmonger jumps up quite a few, and now Mahi, and Enrique are in 11th and 12th.
Mahi falls right back.
And this may be the streak over for the Alfa Romeos having a driver finish in the top 10 of every race.
So Narniel does get the place back on Random Series. And Barry will now look to have a go. Jesus, it's gonna be one strong. Oh, as Kenny gets a 3-second penalty, so he's now properly in 3rd.
So you have 2 on Bloxham, you said?
No, I think Bloxham would have served one of his 3-second penalties earlier.
You can only serve 5 seconds in the box.
Oh, so Bloxham has 2 then.
Okay, so he does have 2.
Kenny picks up his. Did Kenny already have 1 before?
Yeah, I've got Kenny with 2. Mahi picking up a penalty here.
So I think they're even on time penalties unless Bloxham has
here we go. We got a battle for first. Bloxham goes the inside line.
Oh, they touch.
And
Cam
Bloxham holds out and does collect 1st place, but Cam, without any penalties right now, is surely still sitting in 1st place, but some very still exciting stuff as Bloxham is now currently in 1st place in this race at the Paul Ricard.
On the last lap as well, so I think this will be a huge confidence boost for Bloxham going forward, but unfortunately will not pick up the official finish of 1st.
Oh, for 100%. You still got to fight until the final, final, kilometer or whatever, or mile if you're American.
Oh, Barry looking to the inside of Random Serious. Can't get the good grip out. Tries to go the long way around. Can't make that stick either.
Mahi.
As Kenny does come 2nd.
Bloxham must have had a 5-second penalty that we did not pick up.
Or potentially 3rd.
Mayomir actually jumps up into 3rd, and Bloxham doesn't get a podium.
No way!
Representing his first race today in the Midwest F1 League, actually picks up a podium. MX Bloxham, that streak is increased to now 13 races. As you see all the position changes. Oh, there you do. Okay. Whoa, Enrique jumped all the way up into 6th place after all was said and done. You see 2 McLarens in the top 10 after all the penalties have been dished out. Random Series actually drops down from 7th to 12th. Mahi actually holds his position in 11th. Clogmonger actually finds himself in 8th. The Best Pawns in 7th. Narniel in a solid 5th. As I said before, MX Bloxham in 4th. And the rest of the grid comes over the line to end what is a crazy French Grand Prix. That was a good one. Oh my god.
Yeah. So Cam does pick up the win here.
Okay, this is going to get really close now. Did he have fastest lap as well?
Bloxham had fastest lap. So Bloxham had 5 penalties in the end.
Oh, wow. So 50 points, just a flat 50 points for Cam then.
Yeah. And a flat 42 for Kenny.